Hello and welcome to this episode of Hospitality Talks. I'm Katy Moses, founder and MD of KAM Media, and I am joined today by one of my favourite people in the whole hospitality industry, Mr. Tim Foster, who is co-founder of Yummy Pubs, amongst some other businesses that we're going to get chatting about today. Tim, welcome. How lovely to see you.
Good afternoon. Lovely to see you too. Through the power of video.
I can't think that there would be anybody out there who doesn't know you, but just in case, do you want to just give them a 10-second summary of who Tim Foster and Yummy Pubs are?
Sure. I'm at the minute I'm gradually turning into the loon of Yummy Pub Company. So I am the co-founder. There are three of us that started the business. We started coming into this pandemic with 6. We now have 4 pubs. Which is done on purpose, and we've been going for 12 years, believe it or not. How incredibly youthful I look. And we run destination, pretty much middle ground to high end pubs, whether they be for wet or for food, not necessarily one or the other, and just a bit of fun, a bit quirky.
Lovely, thank you very much. Now, we're not here to talk about your pubs today, actually. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 2 sub-branches of businesses that you've started up in the pandemic, because I think that the whole delivery and restaurant and pub food to home, to cook at home and to finish at home, has just massively blown up in this pandemic. Tell me about Letterbox Cocktails and about Gastro to Go. Where did the idea come from, and how much convincing did it take to the rest of your business partners?
The idea came from lockdown number 1. So
right.
We are 12 months into the original conversations and the original ideas. Lockdown 1, what we're coming up to its anniversary now, aren't we, in a few weeks' time. So I came down here literally the day after we were told we were to close, and we started doing the shop. So as part of the shop offer and moving all of the produce through, and the supermarkets are crumbling, so we produced that within about 24 hours. We did the Gastro to Go meals. So I said to the guys, come on, Jay was like, well, we can send out our food. We've done it before. Why don't we do it? So we did it hot on Mother's Day, learned a lesson of, my God, it's hard to try and get a roast dinner out hot from the business to our standards. And that was just painful. So we pulled back from that really quickly. We managed to get our hands on these kind of bamboo trays, Charlie Bingham-esque kind of trays.
Right.
We started doing that kind of ready meals, because again, the supermarkets are crumbling. So people were going into supermarkets and they couldn't find ready meals because they just ripped them out of the shelves. So that's where it all began. And we had a menu of about 30 different things. And it was all about collection. So people would come down, pick it all up from the pub, and off they go. So this time around...
Was that a commercial success for you at that stage?
Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah, so everything that we did with the shop, I mean, where other people were giving and donating all of their out-of-date stock, we sold everything. We literally had 70,000 pounds worth of stock holding going into that March lockdown, because it came from nowhere. And we just bought it all from all the pubs. We were flogging wine, we were flogging whatever we could sell. We were flogging. And for the first couple of weeks, we were able to buy produce because our supply chain hadn't necessarily crashed. Yeah. And then we began to find it really struggling and really beginning to crash down. So then it got harder and harder to create the meals and everything. But we had a couple of suppliers that carried on, so we stuck with them. But every time we did something, like you'd do something great, like a lasagna, and then we couldn't get beef mince from anywhere, so you suddenly had the sellouts and you just couldn't control it. So everything was sporadic, nothing was controlled, and we were just kind of going day to day. But yeah, the shop was just crazy busy. It's almost as busy as the pub, really. And then Anthony and the guys at Somerstown were doing the homeless meals with Only Pavement Away, so our kind of focus shifted there. And just to make sure that we could get that. So 33,000 meals later, those guys delivered, and all of the work that they did with Frank and everybody was just phenomenal. So we kind of had these ideas, and especially with Letterbox, Joe and I were sitting there going, okay, well, we haven't got any wine. We sold all of that. We sold all of the beer. Yep, we sold all of that. And we were just looking at spirits. We had loads and loads of spirits, because obviously we did the cocktails before. So we go, well, why don't we try and serve the cocktails? Like, yeah, what are we going to put it in though? Milk carton? Do we get people would put it in wine bottles? And so we ran through it all. We go, well, we can't really do it. And then we said, oh, why don't we put it in the milkshake containers. Well, we couldn't get them. They'd all sold out across the country because everybody's been beer in them. I'm like, okay. So we have this system with the sous vide system within the pub. So we then went and played around with it, came up with some ideas of how we could do it, and vac it down. And we're like, okay, yeah, this is a winner. Let's go with this. And then we did espresso martinis, and we were mucking around with it a bit, and then it began to kind of we sort of just then got drawn into far more of the other stuff, and we've got to, do you know what, let's just park it. We're not going to do anything with it. Is somebody really going to pay a tenner to come and pick up a cocktail because we're still looking at the margin, or are we just going to do it? So I think we sold about 30 or 40, and we got great feedback. Everybody was going, it was great. So this time around, we went. I said, come on then, let's do it. Let's dust it off and see if we can do it. And we can't do it where people can come to the pub to pick it up. So let's figure out how we send it to them. So all of the flour companies, you've got Bloom and that kind of stuff when you're doing the letterbox. So I said, well, how about if we could make it thin enough so it could just fit for a letterbox, and you get everything with it, so it's a complete cocktail, because everybody else on the market was very much down the route of you've got to add stuff to it or you don't get all the garnish or everything. Yeah. So yes, we got some boxes, ordered them on Amazon, and they came. They were too small, literally 20 mil, couldn't get it through. Then ordered some other boxes, then went to about 20 different cardboard companies. And again, we decided to pick, the worst possible time. There's no commercial recycling going on, so all of the cardboard companies are massively busy. Everybody's getting stuff delivered at home, so all of the cardboard companies are massively busy. Nobody wants to talk to you. Yeah. Like, Jesus, God, bang your head against the wall. So yes, so we are now on day number 36, and we are pushing out hundreds of the buggers every day. We're doing them in the letterbox. We started doing it with Royal Mail with the local post office, and got to the point where we couldn't, just crazy numbers when we were holding up the queue in the post office for an hour and a half to dispatch boxes. So the idea that we could get a good reputation locally in the village was great when we were doing 20, but when we were doing 150, it soon turned around that we were a bit of a pain in the arse. And we had a couple of issues with the bags breaking, so we were taking out people's post. So now we put them in like a plastic wrap bag, and we don't have the same issues. So that was it. I started creating videos, telling everybody what we're doing. We started doing it. I wanted to do it slowly because we weren't ready, and we were printing out pieces of paper, and I hadn't got print, and we were cutting out the mini cards out of sheets of paper to go into the box for Instagram, and then it just went ballistic, and suddenly we were up at 2 in the morning cutting bits of card out because I was insistent that we weren't going to change it, using these stamp letters to put everybody's addresses on the box. And Joe would just look at me, and with Leona, she was here with us, and they're just going, when do we stop? Can we put stickers on boxes? I was like, no, we're not putting stickers on boxes. This is the brand concept. This is what we're doing. So, we're flying. We're up to 25 different serves. We do 3 or 4 different shoots on a Monday and Tuesday of new stuff we're doing. So we did like a lemon meringue pie. We've done just all different ones that we can have fun with really at home. And we're getting loads of corporate codes. So we're getting loads of people coming to us and saying, can you send out to 30 of our team? And, so would that have happened outside of lockdown? No. Is this a golden opportunity to establish a brand and go for it? Absolutely. And that's the whole focus. So up until last Wednesday, I didn't have all of my correct boxes. Now we've got everything. And no, for the last 3 days, we've been looking at each other after dispatch. We're pretty much good to go now. And it is 1:45. Go back 20 days, and at 4:45, we're running around like absolute maniacs trying to get all of the deliveries done. And we're looking at each other now going, we're doing like maybe 10 times the volume. Yeah. And we're literally going, something's got to go wrong, because this is all just way too easy. So the cocktails are done. They're on dispatch. We're doing the food boxes now. So we began soft launch those last week. Mm-hmm. And we've spent massive amount of time to get all of the recycling. It's really important to me that everything is like fully recycled. We've got this amazing sheep's wool insulation on it. Everything fits perfectly. Jay is obsessed with kind of things fitting neatly into boxes and stuff. So it looks incredible. And we've got a whole host of those going out today for drop tomorrow from the success from last weekend. We've done a bit of a different spin to everybody. He's done everything. So you literally just need an oven, some trays, a pot with water on it, some scissors, away you go. So he's literally done everything for you. And the results have been incredible. And we've been able to say to people, like at the weekend for Valentine's Day, go and get a load of pots and pans, make them all look dirty, fill up the whole room, and then just go and sit down for half an hour. Just pretend you've done it all.
That's a great idea.
that's
well,
a new structure.
I have had the cocktails, and I can absolutely say they are fantastic, and I shall be ordering more. In fact, I sent some to a friend who has now started to send them to her friend rather than flowers on their birthday. So I just thought, what a great thing.
Totally. And the nicest thing is the repeat purchase, or then somebody will get it and then go, wow, okay, great, I can do that for a friend. And that's where it's been amazing. So the idea of wrapping it as if it was a present for every single one, regardless of where it's going, I think is the right decision. And the cost of that is marginal. You know, it's tiny, a little bit of labor time, but it's only us prattling around doing it at the minute anyway. So, you know, and it just looks great when you open it. It's a whole present. And then we've taken exactly the same philosophy for the food box as well.
Well, we did some research recently that said that around 27% of people, I think it was, were interested in getting cocktails to home, and a similar amount of people are sort of finish at home food. And also what I think is interesting about you packaging it well is that we're recommending to clients that we're working with on this kind of thing to make sure that every delivery looks like a gift. It's a gift from your brand to that consumer. So tell me, what happens when you reopen?
We keep doing it.
Yeah.
We said that last time. We said it in July. We've experienced, one of the good things about what's currently crap is, although however long we're going to have to wait to open, when we open, we know what to expect. When we open in July, 4th of July, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know. We all had to adapt. Everybody had to do different systems, and we're all running at a rate of knots. The innovation that came in then has now stayed now. So we will, all of the handhelds, the order on phone, all that's done. We were walking through that when we reopened. We had bloody workmen with barrels of cement on the terrace, walking past customers with full plates of food. That's done. That's all done. That's ready to go. So we're good to rock and roll. So yeah, could we sustain it when we reopen? I tried. The guys were knackered. And I loved the idea that somebody could come into the pub, order food, and then take 5 ready meals home if they wanted to. Or
take cocktails home home because the pub's closing, but you want to carry on with a couple of friends, or, well, when we're allowed to see friends again.
Yeah, totally. And like for now, so for here, we've got an empty space that we just don't use, never used in 12 years properly. We're great at using the building. That's one of our skill sets. So we're going to put like a glass front to it and have it as a production area, and you're going to be able to see it. So, and it's near the toilet. So 60% of all people that visit the pub go to the toilet. So that's where you should put all your marketing. That's what we've always done. It's where you're guaranteed they're going. So you're going to see it. It'll get people talking and going, okay, wow, when did this start? And we go to go, yeah, did it in lockdown, etc. We've had so many birthday parties. I've got an 18th, and I've just slipped like a gift card into her box and just said, when you're allowed to come out, it's on us. Yeah. And her mum rang me and just went, why did you do that? I'm trying to support you. And I said, you have supported us. You don't take it that you're going to come back when we reopen. I'll prefer her to get a 20 quid gift voucher from me, that we're the first place she wants to come to when those doors unlock. The beauty of what we've got is that not only are you a customer of our product that we're sending to you, you're a future customer of my pubs. So I treat everybody as they're a lifelong customer. This is our engagement with them and our touch point, and we talk about where it's coming from. And I'm not in a warehouse. I have the best view of any warehouse in the country currently. Yes, we have it like a production line, and we're all like pack it, and away we go. But ultimately, it's a brand extension, and like you say, it's an opportunity to talk about the pubs when we're closed and be there for celebrations and stuff, because that's what we're there for normally.
Yeah, and I feel when we come out of this pandemic, eventually, if ever we do, people aren't suddenly going to rush back to exactly how they behaved before. I think that people, if they were going out 2 nights a week before, they're still going to be going out 1. And if you've got a way of keeping your brand in front of them, even when you're not in front of them, then you need to grab it. Tim, I'm going to finish off with just asking you, in 30 seconds, what advice would you give to any operator out there who isn't doing this yet and is possibly thinking of doing it?
Do it, but please don't do the same as me. No, do it. Yeah, stay away from that. Don't put it in a bag. Just don't do it. Do it or keep on going. Just I think there's this this fear factor that you've got to stop. And last time we did it. We didn't know when we were going to open. We don't know when we're going to open. Are we running out of cash? Yes, we're running out of cash. Are we focusing on that every day? No, we're not. We're driving it forward, because if we don't succeed, we've given it a bloody good go. If we do succeed, then we've created something new to be able to take with us going forward. So absolutely, there is so much opportunity. You've just got to think. But I've been really cautious about walking at it. You know, you've got to learn. This is all brand new stuff to us. So if you run and run and run and you go, got to get it, got to get it, got to get it, got to get it, it's just going to come back and bite you on the arse. So don't be disappointed. And Tuesday was a bit of a lull day. I think we only had 60 or 70 orders, and it's ironic for me to say those words, but that's, you know, you're going near 200 cocktails in one day. So definitely walking at it, and you just got to make sure that it's right for you. I'm being so 30 seconds is long gone. I'm being so detailed about we've got to deliver hospitality, what we're doing. I'm not sending out a photocopied sheet of paper and saying that's good enough. We're hand stamping the boxes. We're saying do not open till the 19th. Yes, it's taking time, but it looks amazing. So you've just got to stick with it. And no matter how much the production levels have gone up, we've stuck with it, and we've just found a little tweaks. So rather than having to stamp every single box, there's a sticker that I can put on the box now that still looks banging, but it still delivers that quality part of the element. So do it, innovate, look at new opportunities, you know, just get on with it. And if you don't want to do that, then just bring your staff in and train the arse out of them, because you're being paid to be able to do it now. So there's so much opportunity, and we've discussed that, whether we open it up in 6 weeks or not. Our guys are coming back. You know, we're going to train and train and train and train. And those ones that don't want to, you're on furlough. Get your asses back in here to train. We're going to train you, or don't come back. Simple. Your choice. So, yeah, the next 6 weeks, massively exciting. I like it. Yeah. Will we be allowed to open sooner? Let's see what Fluffyhead does on Monday. Eh? But other than that, we'll see where we go.
Well, I think we'll finish there. That was the longest 30 seconds of all of our lives, I think. Tim,
absolutely.
Thank you so much. It's always a joy to speak to you. I'm so pleased for you that Letterbox Cocktails and Gastro to Go are going so well. I'm more than a little bit excited to get my Gastro to Go box, which is on order for the weekend, and I shall report back. So thank you very much for your time.
No, pleasure. Thanks for the call.